Hello again. The third website that I wanted to talk about is Google Sites. It's part of the Google suite of products, and the way you get to it is if you go to your Drive account, and if you right click, mine doesn't show up right away in the list, but if I go to More, then I can go to Google Sites, and now it's going to create or come up with kind of a blank template for me to create my site in. Anything like this right here is clickable and editable. So let's say I was going to make a web page about a tutorial on how to do the sites. I can type that in. If I want to change kind of the size of my text, if I wanted a subheading, it would make it bigger. Normal text, if I want, here I probably want it to be the title, so I want it bigger. If you want to change the actual font, that comes in on themes, and you have a little bit of changes that you can make. There's not a whole lot of variety in things, but the thing to remember with this is that it is free. So even just the little bit of changes that they have that I can use, I'm okay with that. So once you get that set up, you kind of want to stay, when you're editing this site, you kind of want to stay on insert. If I want to change the background here, I do have the ability to select an image. I can search Google. I'm just going to find a random, let's say I want that. And then I can have that set as my background. And you always can undo if you decide you don't want it. You can undo the last change, go back, or you can go back forward to what you had. A handy thing, this little eye is the preview. That's once you publish the site, that's what it would look like kind of as a published site. And then you just get out of it by clicking the X. Then you can come down, and it cannot freak out. There we go. If you double click, it comes up with kind of this wheel of choices that you can have. You can add text, you can add a hyperlink to another website, you can insert images, you can insert things directly from your Drive, or you can come over here and you have those same options where you can insert text, images, you can upload something from your computer, you can embed URLs. If you click here, it brings up your Drive, and you can add things in from your Drive. You can also add in YouTube videos, you can add in calendars and maps, any of the Google Suite products you can add in there. And one thing, let's say I wanted to add from my Drive the ISTE student standards, and I just go in and insert it. And then it comes up when you preview it. It will come up as it's on there, and you can scroll through it, or you can pop it out into kind of its own tab, kind of your preference, and you can move it within your section here over if you want. If I want to have some text over here, I can do that. If I want to kind of separate it from, if I want it to look the same as that section, I can have that color there. I can have a different emphasis, and the emphasis colors kind of depend on what you went with as your theme. If you want to have, so let's say this is my front page, and here maybe I put in some information. If I decide that, hey, I don't actually want the ISTE standards on this front page, if I go to Pages, and here's this little plus thing, I can add a page, and now I can create a subpage, title it, and it automatically generates the links for me. So now if I go to the preview, here's my front page, and here I have a link to another subpage tied to this, and there it is. I haven't done anything to it yet, but I could, should I choose to actually go in and make this an actual page. When you start creating pages, they show up in your Google Drive. This one I haven't even named. You can name it. And kind of to go along with kind of how the other Google products work, you can add editors. If you have a co-teacher that you are both wanting to create a Google site together, you can do that. You can give people the ability to edit with you. When you get to the point where you actually you say, yeah, I've got it, I'm done, then you go ahead and you publish. You have to type in kind of the rest of the URL that your web page would use. So if it's a good site, they'll let you use it. It comes up with a blue check mark. If it happens to be something that someone's already used, it will come up, I think, like red, like a red X. You will have to decide who is going to be able to view your site, whether it's anyone at a specific location. I know when I make them for my school, it comes up anyone at USD 480 or anyone on the web. What you choose here is going to depend kind of on your district settings, and I'll talk about that in a second. So I'm going to show you a page that I made for my kiddos. We're right now working on, they're going to make PSAs based on environmental issues. So they're researching about different issues that actually affect the world. There's a group that's doing deforestation, air pollution, global warming, overfishing, and water pollution. And when they click on those, it gives them links to videos that I found covering the topic, different websites that are covering the topic, all things that are appropriate for their age level that they're going to now research using these digital tools. And that goes along with ISTE T1B, engage students in exploring real-world issues and solving authentic problems using digital tools and resources. So then once they've researched, they're going to, if you were to read through your task here, it kind of gives them the directions and things that they're going to do, but then they're going to create a PSA using WeVideo. So they have to write a script, and they have to create scenery or props and things to go along with their PSA. And it's just kind of teaching them how to collect the data, really look at it, analyze it, and then come up with a possible solution there. So they have to come up with possible solutions for these different environmental issues that are affecting Earth. And that goes along with ISTE S4C, collect and analyze data to identify solutions and or make informed decisions. Now when it comes to a few problem solving tips, I guess. One thing, I'm going to show you, okay, not this. Let me go to my school one. Okay, here's another one that I'm working on. When you are adding things from your drive that you've saved there, like this is a Powtoon about the Boston Massacre that I made, and I have it in my drive. When you put it into your sites, make sure that you get the shareable link and turn on the sharing. If you don't do that, no one is going to be able to see it. Another problem-solving tip, and not everyone may have this problem, but my district didn't want their K-5 students to be able to create their own Google Sites, so they turned it off for students in that age range. And when they turned it off, they didn't realize that it actually made it so that they couldn't even go to a Google site. So I went to all of this work to make this website, and my kids couldn't go to it. So what we ended up having to do, I linked it to them in Google Classroom, and now after talking to my tech coach and kind of a panic because I was annoyed, what she said is have them right-click on it and open it in an incognito window, and that lets them get around the lockout on their accounts using or being able to view Google Sites. But because they have to access it that way, when I get the shareable link, Right now, it automatically is set to anyone at Liberal USD 480 with the link can view. I need to change it to anyone with the link can view. That way, when my kids are accessing it through an incognito window, they still can view the links that I put there for them. They would still be able to view the words, but anything I added from my drive video-wise or docs that I created that go with this particular activity, they can only access if I change it to anyone with the link can view. I don't know that anyone else's district has gone so far as to kind of block Google Sites from the kids being able to use, but if that happens, now you know how to get around it. I hope my tech coach is hoping that in the future they'll go back and change that, because that wasn't really what they intended, but it happened. And kind of with Google, it's not the fanciest website creation tool that you'll ever find, but it gets the job done, and it's pretty easy to use. Even teachers that aren't super confident with creating websites or technology in general, this isn't that bad to use. It doesn't take that long to learn. And the kids are awfully impressed when you tell them, hey, I made this website for you. So it's been fun using, and my kids are enjoying having the websites there easily for them to click on. So I hope you give it a try. Thanks.